Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Andrew here, and welcome to 31 Days of Halloween. I'm excited for this month, just like I'm sure you all are. So basically I'm just going to do 31 movies this month. Now they include like 31 of my favorite films, or like some of my favorite films. I'm also going to be reviewing the 10 Halloween films. And I'm also going to review other movies that have Halloween themes to them. So you'll see that later on this month. So, sorry for the train that's going by right now. My room is right by a train and I have the windows open. But yeah, up first for this month is Nightmare on Elm Street. Now basically what I'm doing is I'm watching the movie the night before, and then I'm reviewing it the next day. So I watched this one last night. Honestly, I haven't seen this one as much as I've seen other Craven films, like of course Scream, My Soul to Take, other ones like that. Even New Nightmare. I've seen New Nightmare quite a bit as well. But yeah, this one is what's known as Craven's masterpiece. Definitely his most well-known movie. If you haven't seen the movie, I'll just give you a real quick synopsis of the plot. I'm sure most of you have. But basically, these high school teenagers are all having the same dream, and basically they're trying to figure out what's going on with it. They're getting, like, a couple of their friends get killed. Weird things keep happening. So like whatever happens in their dreams, they have in real life. If they get burned in the dream, they have a burn on them in real life. It's an really interesting and fascinating plot. Yeah, it took place, or it was released in 1984. I want to say it grossed like 22 to 24 million, and it had like I think $1.5 million budget, or like it was like between $1 million and $2 million, I want to say. But yeah, this actually came right at the right time for Craven, because he'd had like two big hits. He'd had Last House on the Left and Hills Have Eyes, but then after that he pretty much had some movies that were pretty I really like them, like Deadly Blessing and Swamp Thing. But other than that, but they weren't big hits for like commercially or anything like that. So he didn't really have a big hit after that. So he went through like 7 years of basically not having a hit. So this came on right when he needed it. He basically had 3 films released in that year. He had Invitation to Hell, he had Hills Have Eyes Part 2, and he had this movie, all released in the same year. And he was actually working on all 3 films at different times. He was basically filming, I want to say he was filming Hills Have Eyes, no, he was editing Hills Have Eyes Part 2. He was filming Invitation to Hell while writing the script for Nightmare on Elm Street. So he was really busy at this point. But he said, he was excited because, he hadn't worked in, a few years. So, it was really exciting to be doing all three at once. But yeah, this is all around like just such a classic film. There's a reason why this is so well loved. Heather Langenkamp is just phenomenal. She's so good in this. Johnny Depp is really good in this too. You also have Charles Bernstein does the score, and this is like just a perfect score. It's ominous. It's perfect for this movie. And Wes does such a great job at just seamlessly just like connecting like real life and dream, where you can't really tell unless you've of course seen it so many times. But like if you were watching it, like you wouldn't be able to tell that this it feels so real. Both of them, they just seamlessly go, and that was really his main like he wanted that to be the case. So yeah, and of course I can't do this review without mentioning Robert Englund, the classic, and he was so awesome in this role. His like "This is God" thing is just, that's great. It's one of the best lines in the movie. He has so many good, like, and then in this one he's definitely just completely dark. Like he's very scary. Like he's not meant to be comical whatsoever. And the first 2 films really are like meant to be really serious. But yeah, really good. I mean, the thing is that, you know, is for as dark and this is, I actually think I could watch this pretty well, pretty often. Honestly, I hadn't watched it in over a year, but I will say that I definitely enjoyed watching it every time. You know, I enjoy it a little bit more every time I watch it. I will take that back. I watched this the night that I found out that he died, because the night before, on August 30th, ironically, I'd watched my favorite film of his, My Soul to Take, and then that night the next day, I found out that he had passed away, and then I watched this movie, and then I watched New Nightmare, and then New Nightmare like 3 or 4 more times after that. So, yeah, it was, yeah, I did watch this one little over a year ago, August 31st. That was when he passed away. That was the night that I'd watched this. So, yeah, I do have some good memories with this because of that. Like, I really appreciate all of his work. And this was such a like classic Wes Craven. Good story, really good characters, really likable. Yeah, I mean, there's not much more I can say about it that hasn't already been said, but that's my take on it. I love it. If I were to give this a rating, I would give it a 8.5 to 9 out of 10. I mean, it's damn near perfect. I mean, the only things that I could say is that, like, some of the effects don't really work, but that's about it. I mean, everything else is just picture perfect. But that like silicone where he's like over the bed, like, absolutely perfect. The remake, it's just so bad where it's just so funny that it looks so much better than the remake does and so much scarier. It's just funny. But yeah, that's all for my review for this one today. Tomorrow, I'm going to be doing the rest of this series in November for my random reviews. But yeah, next up is going to be the Texas Chainsaw series. I'm going to be reviewing all 5 films that I have, so be prepared for that. That's coming up tomorrow. I'm going to be watching rewatching the original Texas Chainsaw tonight and reviewing it tomorrow. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. Yeah, be sure to like, subscribe, of course, comment down below. I always love reading your guys' comments and your takes on this film. What was your kind of memories you've had with this film? I mean, it's 32 years old, so I'm sure we all have really good memories with it because we all grew up on Wes and, you know, Nightmare on Elm Street and Freddy. So, what was your take on this? And yeah, appreciate all you guys for tuning in. Thanks again. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.